I think there are a few things worse than getting a cold when you're going on vacation or coming back is bad too. But going out on vacations, it's probably the worst thing in the world. Well, not the worst thing in the world, but it's bad. For me, I get colds only about, I don't know, once every 3 years. I hate to jinx it, but I gotta be honest. And, I think my immune system's pretty good. But when I look back at the times I do get a cold, it's almost always after a flight. So I do take a few precautions these days. I just don't want to get sick on a plane. In fact, the last time I think I was coming back from Italy and I was flying out of Naples, and I had Naples to London and London to New York and New York to San Francisco, which I don't recommend. Yeah, layovers are terrible things. But anyway, I left Naples and I took the bus. I took the bus and, did public transport. So I think that's when I caught the virus. I think I was touching a railing or something like that. And it occurred to me, how often do these rails get cleaned? I mean, even daily? I don't even know, weekly? I'm not even sure, but I know they don't clean them like between rides. Everyone's getting on and off the bus all day long. So if anyone has a virus that touched the railing, I touched it too, because on my first flight from Naples to London, I already felt that, that feeling in your throat where it's just like, you can tell. And it just got worse. So my layover 5 hours in the morning from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., I was, starting to feel sick. And then I got to New York and a few more hours late morning of, it just got worse and worse. It's just awful. I was sick for 2 weeks after that, but I thought, I gotta take more precautions. So what I do now, it's pretty simple. The clean wipes, I think I try to use every time. I keep some in my pack or whatever I'm carrying, my backpack, and those, that's a non-brainer. Just why not? You're there. So I will use those to clean, the armrest on the side that I put my arms, even though, I got long sleeves on most of the time. The tray table, though, for sure, the tray table, you're touching that, both sides, all around, and even the seat belt. It's good to remember just everything that can be clean that other people have touched, because, again, I don't know how often they clean it, maybe once in the morning, but they come through between flights. They don't wipe it down with sanitizer. So you're definitely getting the germs of somebody before you, or anyone that, was on that plane that day that was before you, or maybe even the week. I don't know. It's just something not worth risking. And if you don't have them, you can sometimes ask the flight attendant for it. I mean, she or he might have an extra one. Well, I even got Perel on a napkin once because I didn't have any of them. I said, that'll work. I just need to clean the seats. Yeah, the second thing I do is try to minimize the times I use the restroom, because, again, even if they cleaned it before the flight, every single person that's going there before you is touching things. So I don't clean the bathroom. I just try to be very careful, wash your hands really good, use the soap. And the final napkin, whenever, use that to open the door afterwards, and then throw that away so you don't have to touch the door handle. Those things help. Or just try to minimize the amount of coffee and whatever you drink before the flight, and that way you can go, if it's a short flight, 2 hours or less, I can go 2 hours if I time it carefully. 6 hours, maybe not so much. Yeah, masking, it's a good idea, but do I do it? No, it's pretty rare, unless it's mandated, of course, but I just don't like to. However, again, if I had a super important trip where I was going to Europe for 2 weeks, I would probably consider doing it, especially at the airport, touching anything there, and then depending on the plane, I would clean it down, maybe not. Yeah, it just kind of depends. I would strongly consider it if it's a very, very important trip where it would just ruin everything if I got sick. Because it's happened to someone I know. She got sick on the way over, and the whole vacation was ruined for her. And again, it was London, so it was too bad. As well, you can do it on the Uber ride over. It's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just sort of like an inconvenience, I guess. But still, 2 weeks, London, gotta say, might be worth it. And as far as other things, some small things that you might want to consider is, obviously wash your hands whenever you touch things at the airport, the restrooms, that's a no-brainer. And then reducing what you touch, especially rails or things that other people use in a metro system. I try to do that. I try to lean on poles when I can, especially the short trains. If I don't feel like it's going to be a danger of me falling down, I try not to, or just kind of use my elbow, whatever. I try not to use the hands. That's probably not a great gesture, but And most importantly, I think it's good to have a strong immune system, because if the viruses are probably going to come and get in, but if you can fight them off, that's so much the better. So enough sleep. I know, yes, pot, kettle, black, whatever. And then eating healthy and trying not to make up for a vitamin deficiency by just an overdose of that day, 1,000 times the recommended daily allowance. I've read just isn't a good idea. So better just to have, a healthy diet to begin with. Finally, some studies have shown that subscribing to my channel gives you a, much better outlook on life. You feel great, your immune system's up because of that. It's psychosomatic. So people that subscribe, they're healthier people. I know it's worked great for me. That's it for now. Cheers.